Welcome back to our SHS students, core math for SHS students using AKI-OLA textbook, right? We have treated chapter 1, chapter 2, and we are currently treating chapter 3, which talks about algebraic expressions. We have done a number of episodes, and I think this will be the 4th episode under this particular chapter. Here we are treating binomial expressions. We have done how to form algebraic expressions, solving some simple calculations under that. Here we are dealing with binomial expressions, and some students may be alarmed when we talk about binomial expressions. They are very simple. In fact, in math, these are very simple expressions that we can do so far. So don't be perturbed when it comes to this. Now we are going to look at how to multiply, remove the brackets. The recent episode was on how to remove the brackets in algebraic expressions. Watch that before coming here. It's very simple. Some can also even take it up from here without having to watch the other episode. So binomial means bi means 2, or di means 2. So here we are talking about binomial. So we are talking about two different expressions being separated by an operator, either the addition sign or the subtraction sign, right? So by now you know what algebraic expressions are. We have looked at the like terms and unlike terms, so we are building on that block. Here we are saying that a binomial expression is of two terms separated by a plus or a minus. For example, we have into a plus b, right? That's one binomial expression. We have a second expression, x squared minus y squared, and we also have 2x plus 3y. So this is one binomial expression, another, and another. So now we are going to look at when we have two binomial expressions, how to deal with them, right? So now we have already looked at a distributive property. Watch the recent episode before coming here, right? So distributive, you know the property, what they mean and how to calculate. So now let's go on to where we remove the brackets to collect the like terms, right? And then from there we do the simplifications, or we do the simplifying. So now we have two binomial expressions. This is one. We know what a binomial expression is. This is one. That's into a plus b. This is one expression, one binomial expressions, and this is another binomial expressions. Sorry. Now here, if you are to simplify, it means that we are multiplying one binomial expression with another, or by another, right? So let's see how to do that. Now what it means is that if you have one expression like this and there's nothing here, this means it can be dots in middle here or an imaginary multiplication here. So one thing, I've been using the grammar to help make things simple. Imaginary means you are not seeing the thing physically, but it is there. So per mind or cognitive, you know that there's a multiplication sign there. So we don't always have to bring the multiplication sign to show that we are what? Multiplying, right? So that's what it means. So what it means is that we are multiplying this a by c and d. After that, we come and pick b and multiply this b also by c and d. So hence, you see this arrows showing, indicating what it means, and then seeing this one also what it means. So now you can see that a, so it means a is multiplying c, multiplying d. Then when it comes down, after that, b comes, b, you see the arrow down here, multiplying c and d also. So what about this one does? B also does that to these expressions. And this is commutative. You know, so now you realize that I'm using the terms because we have learned them. So hence my admonition that make sure you watch the recent or the previous videos before you move forward, else you wouldn't understand things. And because you are building the blocks. So now let's do in practically. Now this a multiplying what? C and d. So you can express or restate the whole thing again. So A, that's A, multiplying C and D. That's another expression. You see the bracket here. So that is it. And then you have that one expression. Then you still bring the plus sign. Oh, what is this? Plus sign. I've told you that in the recent videos, when you are multiplying or doing this expression removing, make sure the signs in front of them, you bring them, right? Especially when it comes to the subtraction sign. So we are bringing them. So A is a positive A multiplying C and D. Now D here is what? Is positive here. So hence this plus. And then the C also here is positive, but we can't bring plus sign in front of it. It's not necessary. So there is an imaginary plus. So it means that we can bring an imaginary plus and then an imaginary multiplication sign. We are building the blocks. It will get to a time I wouldn't talk about these things. I will assume that you know them. I've set the record straight from the onset that I am not going to assume anything until I have taught it on this channel or page. If I've taught it, then there wouldn't be any I don't have any responsibility, right? So I'll make sure that I build the blocks very well. So henceforth or after this, I'm not going to be saying as to why this is so, especially when you have treated them. So now C will come because C is positive here. C comes imaginary plus sign. Then D, the plus sign has to be there because I have to show if this is plus or not. Now, when you go this one expression, now to come and take B again, we said that B also will multiply the whole of this expression. Hence, B into C plus D. The same thing applicable. So now I think the picture is getting clearer. So what do you do? We do the normal multiplication, the removal of the brackets that we learned from the recent video. So now A times C will be AC, A times plus D or positive D. Okay, let me see. A times positive D. So that's AD. Now this bracket will come. This plus will come. We bring it down. Then we continue with the expression again. BC, then BD. That is it. So now this is where you look at if you have like terms so that we can group them together. AC, there's nothing like AC in any of the rest of the expression. Here, there's nothing apart from this AC, none of AC. We don't have any AC anywhere. AD is the same thing, nothing anywhere. BC, nothing anywhere. BD, nothing anywhere. So it means that this is the simplified form of the expression. So if you have understood this, now look at this bonus. Note the following rules of algebra. A times B is AB. A times A is A squared. A3, 3A times 2B, that will be 6. Multiply the numbers, then AB will come. So just follow this. Now just look at this very carefully. Now you realize that in explaining, I really take my time to explain, because the one thing I've learned when it comes to academia or academics is that if you get a concept, it never gets forgotten. Or let's say, it hardly gets forgotten. Meaning you have understood and you know why this is so. So any other examples that you have been given or equation or problem, you apply that. So it's learning concepts and applying an application. So you realize that after this things, I wouldn't even worry myself going to explain or do this of the like calculating or taking each of the examples. If you take your time, you can do them yourself. So watch this and then you'll be good to go. So that will bring us to the end of this particular episode. Please keep watching, like, share. Let's please do this operation 1K followers so that I can start doing live where we can solve questions. If you have questions, you can ask. I know some of you may have questions that you don't even comment. I don't know why, but if you comment, we take them up. But if you hit the 1K, that will be very convenient. So thank you very much for watching. We will see you on the other side. Bye for now.